Intellectual property is a very important asset of a business. And one is just to be able to know that that brand and your goodwill is something that's protectable. And so that's what sets you apart from competitors out there, just generally speaking. So if you're creating lots of authored works and things like that, or if you're doing photography or web design templates or whatever it is, spend the $35 and copyright it so that if you see that out there in the world from someone else, you can kind of protect what you're doing, kind of thing. It's so quick and easy and affordable to do. Trademarks also make lots and lots of sense if you're really developing a brand. You're advancing like into a market segment where you're like educating the public about what you're doing and those kind of things. It can be such a critical asset, particularly coupled with owning your own domain name to be a logical one. And then patents are something you want to look much more closely at about whether they make sense. For most startups, unless they're developing something in, like I said, in chemicals, metals, things along those lines, those are the patents that are really important to take a look at. And those can be priceless, but they also cost a fortune to defend them. And so you need resources to be able to do that. For patents around like ideas for apps and ideas for business kind of things and things along those lines, almost never makes sense. It's far better to use your resources, having a product that's like a bigger, faster, whatever kind of thing, cheaper. Or it's better to spend that money on branding and have a super duper brand. Both those are just so much more valuable for use of the money kind of thing. It's also something that will be more valuable in almost every step of the way around being able to attract potential investors, attract talent, attract customers to your business, is by having these like well thought out brands. And how you're going to sell something, frankly, is oftentimes the most key and important things that you're doing. It's like you can have a great idea, but if no one knows they need your product or service, like to educate the public about that is such a challenge. It's far better to try to like address that challenge head on. So my advice is like, instead of competing with your business, trying to compete with competitors in a courtroom, is like to compete on like the battlefield of business itself, kind of thing, and pour your money into that instead into lawyers.